Hey chess fans, today we're looking at round 5 of the Michigan Open, and this is a game that started off very familiar. In fact, if you've been following the event, we got a lot of the same moves. Carl Khan again, got this exchange. This actually happened against, a couple rounds ago I played this, remember? And then they played c4, we saw later on, but I come up with a fun idea. And my idea was actually good. This f6, knight out, knight back to f7 maneuver, and it's a fun game. Early on, anyway, I get some good squares. I got a lot of good things going on, and it's one of those games where somewhere along the way, it's like I lose focus or something. And that was a good exchange there, getting rid of my bad bishop for a good one. But it's like I come up with an idea, or I see something that I want to go after, and something changes. But I don't look at it. Now, I was moving quickly. We talked about how fast I move in the event. And I think this is something that would make me slow down in the future. But it was frustrating, because I looked at the game afterwards and I'm like, man, I really gave that game away. Like, the way I play this in a minute. Like, all these moves are fine here. Putting pressure on c3, etc. Doubling my rooks. Bishop going back. All fine. Fine moves. And then I start seeing an idea around here, and I just keep thinking to myself, like, man, this seems strong. I keep, like, the idea is like this stuff going on, and then maybe my bishop getting here, and sorry, my bishop would be here and be eyeing this rook on c1, and everything's going to be good. But it's like I have a picture right now of what the board looks like and the things that are going on. I play my bishop out, and then something changes. This rook goes up. So that's the change. But I ignore the move. We see this in a couple of games where maybe the result isn't what I expect it to be, and it's like I'm focused on the old position and what was there, and the reason that they couldn't do the thing, right? And actually, they could still do the move. This knight d5 is still going to be possible, even with the rook here, because the knight threatens this check that'll pick up an exchange back. So the move is still there, but this is the part of the game where I just lost focus. And that loss of focus cost me the game. And in fact, I'm slightly better right here. I'm doing fine. I'm playing a good game. My queen is responsible for the d5 pawn and is protecting it. And then just one of those things, where I probably should have played a move like bishop to f4. That would have been a perfectly good move. And the idea is I'm attacking the bishop, and if the bishop takes, I'd have an exchange, right? Because my knight would threaten both the queen and the rook. But instead of this simple and good idea, I make the move I was going to make before rook to c2, but that rook moving away makes this next move quite painful, and then the rest of the game just kind of happens. Like, it's like this doesn't work because of knight takes, then the queen guards the knight guards the bishop, so I don't really have anything here. I'm just down a center pawn, and to make matters worse, this check is looming. That's an exchange, so I play bishop back to f8. And after that, they just play c4, and they have a very comfortable position. And we play on. There's some moves I try to have some kind of tactics or shot. Like even here, I probably should have just played this check right now. Played queen to f5 check, and I didn't. But the game, just gets to a point where I'm just not competitive because of that piece I gave away. And then they get right around my king, and actually this last move, this rook in, is the real finisher, right? Because you just have these rook checks, and there's really nothing I can do about that check and taking here, and then. It's just my king is just gonna collapse. It's gonna get mated, or I have to give like significant material to try to stay around in the game. So, really nice game by my opponent, but unfortunate that and this is the way what happens a lot of times in chess too. If you lose track of your focus or something changes and you don't pay attention, you just lose the game. So it's kind of a sad loss because it's literally like gave the game away, and we'll see this in the next game as well. So what can I do in the future to improve? I think that's part of what you want to do as a student is like. Why do I make the move queen to h3? Well, I make that move because I've been thinking about it for several moves. For several moves, I've wanted to make that move, and the bishop, my prior move here was all about being able to make that move and have the rook get hit, right? The rook's no longer there. I should have looked at that, by the way, but I didn't. It's like thinking about the prior position. And then you just come out and you're just in a losing position, basically. You go from being better to being worse, and all based on this like thought process. So one thing I'll say about chess is, on each move of a tournament game, I'd recommend, no matter how deep into your thought process you are and your current plan that you are, try to like go away from that for a minute. Just go, okay, look at it almost like it's a brand new position, almost like a puzzle, I guess, and take the time to do the work to think about it, because I don't think or do the work here, and it cost me, you know, some points because I lost the game, right? I'm not saying I wouldn't have lost. I think White has a good position here. I was slightly better, but they do have a good position, so they might still win the game a different way. But it's just sad when you give it away with moves like this, especially when it's over the board rated, you know, kind of like for the important rating if you think about it as being important, you know. So it's kind of a bummer, I guess. But anyway, that was the game. We can go back through these last moves again and get back to that point when the rook comes to e6 to end the game. But nice play by White, you know. Put some pressure on, get some trades, and then just bring that rook in to finish things off. That was nice. Sometimes it can be that easy when you don't play accurately, right? So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a little bit shorter video. Just keep trying to improve. That's all I can do. This is my first tournament back after like 7 years, or actually second tournament back because we had the Indianapolis Open first. But I think this was a good game. I think it's important to have losses like this for improvement, because when you have your losses, that's where you can really ask yourself, okay, why the move? What happened? What was going on thought process wise? And then you can use that in the future to say, well, how can I change that thought process to then have a maybe more positive outcome where I don't lose the game, right? So anyway, good luck in your games, and please feel free to share your games or give comments about if you guys have a YouTube channel. I know several of the people that watch my stream on Twitch also stream. You know, make me aware of those things. I'd love to come watch you guys, give you guys a follow, subscribe on your YouTube. Chess is a wonderful game to be shared, and I'd love to see your games and have more communications with you as well. So have a wonderful night, and we'll see you guys for round 6 really soon. Bye, guys.